Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Medical Classes by Dr. Srinidhi Kumar Acharya. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also please give valuable comments. And you can also visit my playlist. In the playlist, I have provided almost all the topics in a very systematic order. You can make use of it. Of course, my dear friends, I have been not trying to promote my channel too much because what I indeed want is those who are really interested, so they can visit this channel. Therefore, I am not doing any much personal effort to promote my channel. It's all in your hand to promote this channel and make this channel available for many of your students or friends. Thank you very much. In the last class, we have been started with the new topic of loss of appetite and understanding the appetite and a complete explanation of this loss of appetite from the beginning itself, from the base itself, so that we can approach this particular symptom of loss of appetite in children very effectively. In the last class, I have given the basics of appetite, hunger, relationship between these two, and different type of eating disorders, etc. So today we will continue with the eating disorders. One more type of the eating disorder is perversion of appetite. We may find some of the patients where we will have perversion of the appetite. So craving for unusual and abnormal food is called as parorexia. Suppose if the child is having a craving towards unusual or abnormal food, then it is called as parorexia. Even in case of pica also we will see child is intended to take non-nutritious substances like chalk peas, bottle peas, then the peppers, etc. So there is also a perversion of appetite. Okay, abnormal things. Child is interested to take the abnormal, non-nutrient things. Okay. Similarly, if anybody is having craving for unusual and abnormal food, then it is called as parorexia. We know that food is not good. It is not nutritious. It is very dirty, and it is not nutritious, and it will not be taken by the human beings. Suppose a person is having craving towards eating some of the leaves. Okay, so this will come under the heading of parorexia. Now, yes, where it will be seen? It will be seen in case of accepted food items. For example, salt, sugar, and spice. Somebody is taking more salt, more sugar, more spice. Okay, so then also it is called as parorexia. Some of the accepted food like chalk piece, plaster, mud, leaves of the plants, etc. So now this is non-accepted food. So parorexia may be there for the accepted food and parorexia may be there for the non-accepted food also. If it is unexpected, okay, this is expected and non-expected. Now this is unexpected. Then in case of geophagia and trichophagia, etc. Geophagia means eating the mud. Okay, mrudbhakshana. Eating the mud is called as geophagia. Pica means all non-nutrient substances, abnormal non-nutrient substances. Whereas geophagia means only mud. Similarly, trichophagia means only taking the hairs. Okay, children having the habit of eating the hairs. Trichobazar, it may lead to trichobazar. Now, if unexpected, then we think about geophagia and trichophagia. If towards the offensive item, sometimes the child will have a tendency to take or craving towards unusual food which is actually having offensive items like fecal materials of the different animals or its own. So then it calls the allotrypophagia. So these things will come under the perversion of the appetite. It is not decrease or increase, this is perversion of the appetite. So now there is one more term which is called as perverted appetite. Okay, perverted appetite, why it happens? Okay, so sometime this may be seen because of worm infestations. Okay, this abnormal type of this particular appetite may be seen as in case of a worm infestation. In the woman, if you observe clearly, sometime it will be seen during the pregnancy also. During the pregnancy also, the pregnant lady develop some unusual desires. Okay. Then lastly, mental retardation. Child with the intellectual disability and child with the mental retardation, so will usually follow these type of abnormal behaviors. Now coming to the next part in the loss of appetite, that is what is aversion. Okay, loss of appetite is a different and aversion is a different. He has got food aversion. Many times child may not eat because of aversion. Now aversion to certain food substances can be also seen. Now for example, like a patient of peptic ulcer. So peptic ulcer patient kept on antacids for a long time. Okay, so now he can develop aversion towards milk and milk products. He can develop aversion towards milk and milk products because due to alkalosis, because he has been kept in antacid for a longer time. Because of that alkalosis, there may be development of a aversion towards milk or milk products. Similarly, aversion may develop towards meat in case of gastric carcinoma. Patient with gastric carcinoma, he may develop a aversion towards the meat. Psychologically, yes, most common is aversion may be because of psychological. Many children, so for the very silly reason, they develop aversion towards the food. It is not looking good, it is dirty, it is slippery, it is very rough, like that. Okay, or it is terrible, it is reddish, like that. So simple reason is sufficient to child to develop the aversion. Okay, many times children are also obsessive compulsive in this aspect. That means food is not properly prepared, therefore I will not eat it. Food is not hygienic, therefore I will not eat it. So this type of aversion can develop even because of this obsessive compulsive behaviors also many times. Okay, or some other hygienic issues also. Now coming to the next part, what Ayurveda says about this loss of appetite, because when you go through the Ayurveda classics, we find many words. We find Aruchi, isn't it? The most common thing. Arochaka we find. We find the words like Annannabhilasha, Arasamnyata, Ashraddha, Bhaktadvesha. Okay, so Bojjanam Avarodha. So there are many terms in Rasa Pradoshaja Vyadis. If you see, there are many Ashraddha, Aruchi, Asya Varasya, Aruchi, Arochaka. Then comes Bhaktadvesha. Many such words related to loss of appetite has been explained. Now we need to think why they have mentioned different words in the different context. In the Rasa Pradoshaja Vyadi concept, in the sloka what they explain is Ashraddhacha Aruchi Asya Varasya Arasamnyata. Okay, but Arochaka has been explained as a separate disease. Aruchi is mentioned as a symptom of or as a pururupa of mini disease or as a symptom of mini disease. Okay, then Asya Varasya is explained in a different context. Now whether they are one and same, whether they are different, or whether they want to convey different meanings, that is very important. As we have seen now, appetite is different, appetite is there, hunger is there, then increased appetite is there, decreased appetite is there, perversion of appetite is there, isn't it? Then anorexia is there. Now what actually Ayurveda says about these things? Now tripti triptasyo vana abhilashaha va annannabhilashaha. Tripti triptyehe na annannabhilasha. That means tripti means satiety. Okay, so person who is already saturated, that means person who is already taken the food to the maximum amount, now he don't want to take more amount of the food, then we will call it tripti, satiety center. Okay, there will be a stage where you stop eating, that means you have got satiety center activated. Okay, so that particular part tripti, so tripti has been referred as satisfaction. Okay, tripti hi kafaja nanatmaja vyadi, it is also mentioned as kafaja nanatmaja vyadi also, tripti. Sometimes tripti may be abnormal, that means satiety center may be abnormally stimulated, so that patient is not, or person is, child is not taking any food, that is also possible. So tripti shleshmaja vikara. So tripti annannabhilashaha, that means when satiety center is stimulated, okay, satisfied, then there is loss of interest in take of the food, and when this happens, Ayurveda says that this is annannabhilasha. This satiety center is now satisfied, maybe physiologically, maybe pathologically, or maybe psychological causes, that is different. Because of some psychological causes also, satiety center may be have been not working, or it is saturated, it is happy. Maybe because of physiological causes also, maybe because of pathological causes. But annannabhilasha means there is loss of interest in taking the food. Okay, this is one important word. Annannabhilasha. Then again says Aruchir Atra Satyapya Abhilashe Abhyavarana Asamarthyam iti Vedaha. So what is this? Although there is desire to take the food is there, but he is not able to take the food. Okay? Abhyavahara Samarthyamiti Abhyavahara Asamarthyamiti Vedaha. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of Aruchi here? Aruchi is different. Although he is having the desire, he is not able to take the food. See, in the first case where Tripti, Annannabhilasha, what is actually happening is patient is not having desire to take the food. But here, patient is having desire to take the food, but he is not able to take the food. That means consume the food. Abhyavahara asamartyamitihi. Okay. Similarly, bojjanam avaroda iti aruchim abhyavahara samartyam va. Abhyavahara asamartyam va. Sometimes bojjanam avarodha. Because of this aruchi, there may be bojjanam avarodha. Because of aruchi, there will be bojjanam avarodha. He is not able to take the food. Bojjanam avarodha. That avarodha may be structural, sometimes may be physiological, sometimes pathological, sometimes psychological, sometimes. Okay. So like this, these three words, Tripti is there, Annannabhilasha is there, Aruchi is there, Annannabhilasha is there, then Bojjanam avarodha is there, Abhyavarana asamarthya, that is also there, Aruchi is there. So this point has to be made clear. Now again, clearly the classic says that Anne Aruchi Annannabhilasha. If the person is not showing any desire to take the food, that is called as Annannabhilasha. It's very clear. Doshe prutaksaha cha chitta viparyascha bhaktyayaneshu hridi cha vartate pragadham namne aruchir bhavati tam vishagoho vikaram bhakthopagathamiham panchavidam vadanti. This is told in Sushruta Uttaratantra. Okay, so now Bhaktayaneshu Annavaheshu Sotasu Bhaktayanam iti Jivhopalaksham Samanatantra Darshanat. Okay, so Bhaktopagatam, the word Bhaktopagatam is mentioned in this particular shloka. Now we have to, what is that Bhaktopagata? It means hunger जो है bhaktha means hunger. Okay, so that means or appetite. Bhakto upagata, the hunger has been or appetite has been struck or it has been died. Okay, why there is a total death of appetite. Bhaktopagata is not at all taking interest to take the food. Now bhaktayaneshu annavayeshu sutasu, there is a word called as chitta viparyascha. That means psychological factors are there. Pratak dosha factors are there. Okay, chitta viparyacha, bhaktayaneshu. Annavahashrut will be get affected. Okay, what is the shloka is telling is because of various psychological factors, various physiological factors, doshik factors, pratak sahaja. Okay, bhaktayaneshu, that means bhaktayana. Bhaktayana means annavahashrutas. Bhaktayaneshu annavahashrutas. So that is get affected. Now we have to see Bhaktopa Naiti. Another this commentary is that Bhaktayana iti Jivhopalakshana. That means we say tongue is the index of the digestive system. Similarly, so if the Mahashrotas is get affected, digestive system is get affected, then it will be reflected in the Jivhopa Lakshanam. That means patient is not having desire to take the food. Okay. Now let us see what is Bhaktopagata, word meaning of Bhaktopagata which is mentioned here. So he says that Bhaktopagatham Arochakam. So Arochaka is actually also called as Bhaktopagatham. That means in Annavahashroto Dushti or Maha, in this Annavahashrotesu, yes, Annavahashroto Dushti, there will be Bhaktopagatham, there will be Arochakam. Arochakam Bhaktachandhan Annadvesha. Bhaktachandhan Annadvesha. Okay, so there is a paryaya for paryayam bodhavya. This is a paryaya for this. Keshis desham parasparam bedo gringi kriyate. Arochaka is decreased capacity of intake. So one can come to a conclusion that by all these slokas, Bhaktopagatam Arochakam. That means Arochaka is, or Bhaktopagata is nothing but it is decreased capacity of intake. Intake capacity. Previously he was taking good amount of the food, now he is not taking the food. So that can be taken. Okay, now Asya Varasya-miti Arasamnyata. Loss of taste. Arasamnyata. Asya Vairasya. Okay? So Annarasa Khedaha. It is mentioned as Annarasa Khedaha. Annarase Khedo Avasado Annarasa Kheda. What is Annarasa Kheda? Annarase Khedo Avasado Annarasa Kheda. That means a problem in appreciating or enjoying the food. Okay? Annarase Khedo Avasado Annarasa Kheda. Sarva Rasheshwa Nishchayartaha. Aruchistu Vakshamanaha Vaktre Pravishtanam Abhyavaharanaham Bodhavyaha. So like this, Annannabhilasha is there, Bhaktopagata is there, Arochaka is there, Aruchi is there, Asya Varasya is there. Still if you go, so many other words are there. Annagraha. Okay. Annadvid ityanena Annagraha uchyate. Okay. Aruchim ityanena. That is Bhojananam avarodaha. Aruchi. Ashaktirva abhyavaharane. So these are the symptoms which are seen as upadrava in case of kasa, pururupa and jwara. Aruchi is a very important pururupa of the jwara. We know that. Loss of taste. Now, similarly, we have got Ashraddha Aruchi Asya Varasyam Arasamnyata. Yes, everybody knows this. Rasavaha Shroto Dushti Lakshanas. He mentioned this. Rasavaha Pradoshja Vikaras. Ashraddha, the new word comes now. So far we have discussing only about Arochaka, Aruchi, etc. But now we have got new words, Ashraddha. What is Ashraddha? Mukha pravishtanam aharasya abhyavaharanam bhavantyena param anityaha. That means you have put the food forcefully into the mouth also. Then also he is not able to consume it. Okay. So then that is called as Ashraddha. Aruchautu mukha pravishtam na abhyaharamiti bedaha. Same is also called as Aruchau. Okay. So this will be seen in case of Aruchi, where you have forcefully put the food into the mouth, but okay, into the oral cavity, but still he is not able to consume it. He is not enjoying it, or he is not able to consume it. Asya Varasyam Uchitad Asya Rasad Anyatvatvat. Arasamnyataha Rasa Pritimiti. The meaning of Arasamnyata is Rasa Priti. Rasa Pratipatti. Arasamnyata is Rasa Pratipatti. Whereas Asya Varasya is Uchitad Asya Rasa Danyatvat. See, to make it very clear, Ruchi is a desire to food. Okay, Ruchi means it is desire to take the food. Aruchi means not having desire to take the food. Okay, Ruchi is basically Pitta Prakrita Karma. This Ruchi is also the Prakrita Karma of the Pitta. Okay, Anna Avasada. The word there is Anna Avasada we have gone through. That is nothing but pleasure of food. Now here I think we have got that word Anna Avasada. Okay. So Anna Avasada means pleasure of the food. Vyana Vayu function is responsible for Anna Swada. Anna Swadana. Not Anna Avasadana. Anna Swadana. Anna Swadana is nothing but pleasure of taking food. Okay. Now Ashtanga Sangraha says this is a function of Vyana Vayu. Okay. Anna Swadana or Anna Aswadana. Now Indriya Dharana, Manodharana and Anna Pravesha Krit. So this is a function of Pranavayu. Very clear. Again Ashtanga says. Okay. So site of Aruchi should be somewhere around Jivha Hridaya. This is also told by Charaka. Site of Aruchi is nothing but what is exactly the place of Aruchi. One is Jivha, that is in the oral cavity. Another one is Hridaya, that is psychological again. Okay, aversion, and this intention, aversion, all this comes here. If the Hridaya is not willing to take that food, Hridya, if the food is not Hridya, then probably he may develop Aruchi. So Aruchi has got two seats, either in Jivaha or in Hridaya. This suggests that involvement of Prana and Vyanavayu. So whenever we have got this particular part of Aruchi, Asya Varasya or Arochaka, etc., two things are very important, or Ashraddha or Asya Varasya or Arasamyata. Two doshas are mainly targeted. Number one is Prana, another one is Vyana. Vyanavayu is responsible for the pleasure of the food, to appreciate the pleasure of the food. Okay, Anna Aswadana. Whereas Anna Praveshakrit is only made possible by means of Pranavaya. So these two vayus are get affected, and we have to target, we have to give the treatment in appropriate to two of these doshas. This is some part. Now, if you go through the Vedana Adhyaya part, in the Vedana Adhyaya also there are so many things which are mentioned, and from the next class we will complete this Vedana Adhyaya part and concepts of Pachana, Deepana, etc. in Ayurveda, and again we will discuss some portions of appetite as explained in the modern science. So that we will see in the next class. Thank you very much.